Jared and Lindsay down here in Orlando, Florida, and today I thought what we would do is kind of go through both Universal CityWalk and Disney Springs and show you the difference between the two, because they're both entertainment, restaurant, shopping districts, but they're not really alike. We're going to start off at CityWalk talking about that and looking at a few things, and the first thing I want to talk about is the parking. CityWalk is not free to park at unless it is after 6 p.m. Now CityWalk is by far the smaller of the two venues, but that doesn't mean that there isn't a lot to do here. For instance, if you look over here to the right, they do have a Cinemark movie theater. And I was talking about the parking situation just a minute ago, but if you look here, you can get free parking before 6 p.m. if you're coming to Cinemark and you want to get a couple matinee tickets. Now while restaurants make up the vast majority of CityWalk, they do have a few shops, such as this Quiet Fight surf shop. Looks like I could get a water bottle in here. I had a water bottle until 2 days ago. My wife lost it. Ironically, right here in Universal Studios is where it is sitting someplace. Whew, $35. A little rich for my blood. I think I'll just go dehydrated. This should just give you a general idea of the kind of stuff they sell in here. Swimsuits, shorts, bikinis, some sandals, sunglasses. Basically a surf shop. CityWalk does have a Universal Studios store which sells pretty much most of the merchandise that you can get into the park. So if you want to come here and pick something up without having to go into, say, Islands of Adventure to get it, you're in luck. I guess unless you want Mardi Gras merchandise, then you're still gonna have to go to Universal and get it, because I don't see any in the Universal store, and that's what's event is happening right now currently during the filming of this is Mardi Gras. I'm gonna show you this. This is kind of cool. You can actually get some of the wands here at the Universal store instead of having to go into Diagon Alley or Hogsmeade. That's pretty neat, man. And the only thing I don't know is if any of these are the special interactive ones that you can get and use to make the window displays do special things at Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade. They are not priced. I have no idea how much they are. It's a pretty fun store. We enjoy coming in here and shopping. At night there's usually people dancing and drinking and having a real good time right up here in the second story there. As you can see above, dining, dancing, and cocktails. I do really like CityWalk, and I don't really know how they would do it because space is limited, but I would like to see even more shops and restaurants be put into this. It is a little bit on the smaller side. And one of the things that you can do here while you're at Universal CityWalk, if you feel so inclined, is you can board those boats at no cost and take them over to some of the Universal resorts and walk around and check out the hotels that you could stay at if you wanted. But if walking's more your thing, you can also take paths on both sides of CityWalk and walk to those same hotels if you'd like. In fact, here's one of those river boats now coming in. I have done that before on nights where I got a lot of time on my hands. It's just go ahead and take a walk up to the hotels and check them out. They're neat to look at for sure, and they've got some pretty good restaurants in the hotels as well.
Every time I walk by this store, I want to go in there because I think there's stuff that's cute in the window. I'm going in today. The store is every bit as cool inside as I thought it would be. I especially thought these little things hanging on the wall were cute. The little creatures made out of cute fabric. I love it. And there's lots of unique art in here, which I love. I love looking at other people's art. And there's lots of it. So cool.
So it's pretty interesting because as it stands today, there are a lot of rumors going on that some of this stuff is going to close down very quickly here at Universal CityWalk because they want to put in some new stuff, kind of their own design. A lot of this stuff is sort of, I don't know what you would call it, third-party retailers, I guess, that lease space from Universal Studios, and a lot of those leases are coming up for renewal, and I think it sounds like Universal is opting not to do that. I have heard and read a few of these rumors, and I'm not ready to kind of talk about them yet. I like to hear a little bit more about rumors before I start throwing them out there, because man, for every rumor that comes true, there are several that don't come true within the parks, and then you feel like you just kind of wasted your time talking about it. But I like what I hear. It's like there's a really good chance that some of this will no longer be here in the near future. Alright, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head over to Disney Springs and show you what that looks like during the day, and then I'll come back and show a little bit of what Universal looks like at night. So it's time for us to move over to Disney Springs and take a look at the difference over there. Now, the very first thing you can see is I am parked in one of the garages at Disney Springs. The main difference here is all the parking for Disney Springs is free, unlike the Universal CityWalk parking. And also the other cool thing about the Disney Springs one is it lets you know how many available parking spots are in each row before you get off on a floor, because each one of these spots has a sensor. It's pretty useful. Although at CityWalk you don't really get any sort of a choice where you want to park. They're constantly directing you where to go. So I guess there's not really much thought in that either. And this is what I was talking about when I said they had signs letting you know the occupancy of your row. 41 available spots. Here's our first look inside of Disney Springs. It is a much larger shopping entertainment district than a Universal CityWalk. Disney Springs also has their own movie theater, but this one's an AMC brand theater. That is much larger over here at Disney Springs. If you come here early in the morning, quite often you'll see people jogging or just taking morning strolls around Disney Springs. It's very good for that. It's a very walkable, joggable place. Disney Springs, you can also get on these little ferry boats and go out to the different Disney hotels, kind of walk around and explore them. I don't believe you have to be staying at any of the hotels to take the ferry to the hotels. I find it very hard to believe that you could ever come to Disney Springs and not find at least one restaurant that you like. There's just so much to eat here, and everything I've had is pretty delicious. There's tons of baked good, cupcakes, chocolate, kind of sweet shops here at Disney Springs. This one, Sprinkles, is a particularly good cupcake place. Let's head into one of my favorite Disney stores to go and look at, the World of Disney. One of Lindsay's and my very favorite things to do anywhere is to come into the World of Disney and just look at all the merchandise. We never buy any of it because it's all super expensive, but that's part of why we like to look at it. We like to kind of guess at what the price and be blown away by how much things cost here.
Well, I think they went up.
Yeah, and how?
Used to be 60.
No, I don't think they were ever 60. Maybe in 1960. We're always finding brand new merchandise in here like this. Look at it, seasonal. I believe that's probably for Valentine's Day. That's closer to what you were talking about. That's $40.
Yeah, must be a middle one somewhere. 60.
One of the things Lindsay likes to do is find new ears that she hasn't seen before. Now, we're not saying these are new, but they're ones we've never seen. I'm gonna guess Little Mermaid, and then, I don't know, Sprinkles Cupcake Shop. Well, Disney's finally taking advantage of the Baby Yoda craze. And apparently they're making up for lost time for not getting this stuff out before Christmas. 70 bucks seems ridiculous to me for a shirt. Just trying to follow Lindsay around here is near impossible. She's like a Terminator. We're gonna grab a light lunch here because I just absolutely love the Disney Springs food. As I said earlier, everything here is pretty much delicious, but I'm gonna try this, Four Rivers Cantina Barbacoa truck. And here's what we got here, or at least what I got. I've got a burrito bowl and it's with brisket barbacoa. Looks pretty darn good. I'm pretty excited. My brother got what I originally was gonna get because I thought it was super interesting.
I got taco cone with pork sofrito.
Your tilted a little bit. Oh wow. Look at that sucker, man.
I'm excited about that glob of avocado on the top.
I know, I'm excited.
So I'm sitting here just enjoying this burrito bowl, and this is delicious. My only complaint, and it's not, I really shouldn't complain, but there's barely any rice in there. So if you are gonna get one of these and you think, hey man, I love rice, I'm gonna get a lot of rice, you're wrong. I'm gonna take one last look at one of the shops here. This one is absolutely, beyond a doubt, my favorite store in Disney Springs Park. I think the thing I like the most about this store is the way that it is laid out. It's not necessarily the merchandise that you can purchase in here. I just really love this look.
You should wear this.
I have no desire to wear that, but I think you should wear it. Oh man, how much is that guy?
It's only 175.
What? 175? Put that back. I don't want you accidentally breaking it. This is probably my favorite section at Disney Springs, architecturally speaking. I just love the way this stretch looks. If you come to Disney Springs during the holiday season, this particular area looks really good. They hang a lot of like poinsettias and moss from those chandeliers. They also have all kinds of like sort of moss deer inside this center landscape box here. I'm gonna head out of here for now, but I'm gonna come back this evening when it gets dark so you can kind of get an idea what the nightlife looks like in Disney Springs. Walk around CityWalk a little bit here at night and kind of show you what it's like. I think it's more of a attraction in the evening. That's when people are mostly drinking and dancing and having a good time. During the day they seem to be always heading just towards the parks. Man, check it out, look at all this partying and dancing going on. Yeah, I had a feeling it was gonna prove me wrong after I made such a bold proclamation that people are dancing and drinking up here. Not tonight, I guess. There's a few bars up here. That's kind of what CityWalk is, mostly at night, is bars, but I don't know what's going on tonight, man. It's vacant. I don't know whether or not there's people here or not. I really like the lighting in front of all these restaurants. Yeah, it's a little bit cold tonight. Maybe that's what's keeping people in. Well, the stage made a liar out of me tonight too, even though that sign says live at the Lagoon 7 to 11, and I usually do see entertainment down there. Not tonight. I would not expect this to be the norm. We come here quite often and I have never seen it this empty before. The entrance to Universal Studios over there, we have pretty much walked all of CityWalk, so that should give you an idea what there is here. One other key thing to note, they do have a Voodoo Donuts, and it is highly worth checking out. That's gonna do it for us at CityWalk. We're gonna head over now and take a look at Disney Springs. Here we are back over at Disney Springs on the same exact night. You can tell it's already a lot busier over here. As you can see here, we've got a bowling alley. But what I really want to see is if they have any of the nighttime entertainment out this evening. Let's go take a look. Yeah, they do have some live entertainment going on out here. This isn't too far from where the hot air balloon is. See, you got some food trucks, but they're all closed up for the night, even though there's still a couple hours left. And yet a little bit more entertainment. This time a little duo in front of the AMC Theater. Okay, I was incorrect. I initially thought it was busy here at Disney Springs, and while it is busier than Universal CityWalk was tonight, still quite a light crowd. It's very pretty out here at Disney Springs. Look at this nice, calm and quiet. Not usually like this. Pretty happy here. So sometimes when you come into Disney Springs right here, there's either some jugglers, there's people giving away balloons, and sometimes even a rolling piano that moves all on its own while somebody plays it. I was hoping to see that tonight. I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess this is the smallest crowd they've ever played for here, because it's certainly the smallest crowd I've ever seen sitting here at Disney Springs. They really do have some really talented musicians. Hey, they're taking the balloon up tonight, though. Check that out. And I imagine it's gonna be super cold in there, because it is pretty cold down here, man. It's like, well, that's gonna do it for this video. It's a little bit of a look at both CityWalk and Disney Springs. You can kind of see the differences and similarities between the two of them. Disney Springs is way larger with a lot more to do and a lot more to see, but both have good food and both are worth doing, and I do enjoy spending time in both places. But I do have to say that I prefer Disney Springs quite a bit over Universal CityWalk, and that's coming from a guy who loves Universal Studios. I'm a Universal guy, favorite theme park, but yeah, I still gotta say Disney Springs is better. Now, unfortunately tonight they didn't have a lot going on in either Universal CityWalk nor Disney Springs. It's kind of unusual. You know, they're usually still pretty busy even all the way up to close like this, but not much you can do about that. I will say CityWalk usually does really have people dancing and kind of having a good time out in front of those bars, usually at night, and it was dead. The parking garage was just about completely empty when we left, but there was still a little bit of some music acts going on inside Disney Springs. No jugglers and no rolling piano, but yeah, what can you do? So thanks for watching.